Welcome to Comedy by Indie Drop-In. Each week we feature an episode from the best independent creators. Hit subscribe for more great comedy content. If you would like to support Indie Drop-In and get these episodes ad-free, check out our Patreon at the bottom of the show notes. Today's episode is from Cold Callers Comedy. Don't forget to check out the show notes for links to subscribe and follow on social media. Enjoy the show.
Begin.
What are you doing?
It's the noises from Friday the 13th.
What? Why are you doing that?
Because we're recording on Friday the 13th.
What? Oh,
Paul?
Please hang up and try again.
Hello and welcome to the Cold Callers Comedy Podcast with me, Paul Rich.
And me, Ryan Brannan. Every episode, me and Paul get together for a catch-up.
And we invite you to enter our competition.
Yeah, boy!
Yeah!
That's right. Yeah. We've actually got a prize this time.
An actual physical prize, not just a shout out and not just a nod.
That's right. We're actually giving away a prize for this one. It's very exciting.
That means that four of them aren't physical.
Yeah.
The prizes.
The
there
top
is
prizes,
one. The
though.
top prize is physical. And I don't mean we're going to get physical. Stop saying physical.
We're going to send Bane round your house and he's going to beat you up.
Yeah.
Yes, well, this is your prize. Here it comes. But no, yes, because it's coming up to Christmas time. We, of course, as you probably don't know, but you may not care.
People didn't care when we first released it, but
this is very true. But we've got a Christmas single called "I'm Glad It's Christmas" once a year.
Yeah.
And we have it's on iTunes. Obviously, you can go out and buy it now if you wish. 99p in the UK. I guess 99 cents in America, in the US. But for our prize, we're one lucky winner. The top prize winner is going to get not only a digital download of the single, but also what else are they going to get, Paul? What's the special first place prize?
Easy for you to say. Well, the special first place prize is a 7-inch vinyl, limited edition vinyl picture disc. With the single on it, and it comes in a lovely little sleeve. Yeah.
How many are there in the world, Paul?
Currently none, because it's still being made. But
okay.
But once it's made, just the one.
Possibly two if you fancy one for yourself.
I might fancy one for myself, but that's neither here nor there. But so exactly. It's a limited edition, collector's item, and it could be yours for nothing.
For nothing.
Well,
for
taking
playing
part.
the game.
Yeah.
Taking part. For our 4 runners up, you'll get a digital download of the single.
Gifted to you. Unless you've already got the single, in which case, tough luck.
Yeah.
You won.
You won the game of life.
Yeah. So how do they win? How do they enter, Ryan?
Well, it's very simple. Go on your platform of choice, be it Facebook, be it Instagram, be it Twitter. Make sure you're following us, obviously. Like the tweets, the status, the gram, and then share it on your story for Instagram. Share it on Facebook on your wall, or retweet it on Twitter. And finally, tag 2 of your mates. Mm-hmm. And that's all you have to do. And if you do that, you get your name put into the hat. But there's another way of doing it as well, of course, isn't there?
There is. If that's to get 1 entry into the hat. If you want to maybe get 2 entries, then all you'd have to do is write us a review on Apple Podcasts. And hopefully a favourable one.
Yeah,
And then send a screenshot of that so that we see that you've done it. You can obviously DM us with that screenshot because sometimes it takes a few days to come through, and that'll be 2 entries. But if you want to have 5 entries in total, so that's an extra 2 entries for nothing. You just have to do both those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, is it?
Yeah.
Not hard. And you
And
could
obviously-
potentially win a
Seven-inch
vinyl, a
vinyl.
limited edition vinyl.
Limited
you
edition.
know.
Yeah. Play it on 45 revolutions per minute. That's 45 RPM. That's that's the RPM for a single. So, and
Or
it is a
just stick
single.
on the wall.
Or just stick
Yeah.
it. Well, you could. It doesn't come in a frame.
Well, you have to frame it yourself.
You have to frame it
obviously,
yourself. Yeah. But yeah,
but
stuff it on the
limited
wall.
edition for you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. Very
Yeah,
exciting.
Very exciting. And obviously, the post we're talking about either hasn't been posted yet or it has been posted. So go and check it out.
Yeah, it will be up at some point. So
It'll
just
be
keep
obvious
checking.
because it'll be a picture of the item that you're going to win. Could win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
so maybe,
yeah. And so or otherwise, just go and find it. Go find it online and buy it yourself. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, top 5 winners. Number 1 gets the vinyl and the digital download, and our 4 runners up get digital downloads. I think it's a pretty good competition.
I think it is as well. Yeah.
And if
You'll
you've
have
heard the
something-
song,
Yeah.
you know it's a banger.
Absolutely. Absolute banger. Bangarang, mate.
Bangarang. You can check out the music video on YouTube as well if you want to have a look at the YouTube video. We filmed that all off our own back, and I must say, I think it's pretty damn profesh.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I mean, it's not Beyonce.
I mean, it's not, like a
I say
perfume
it's-
ad.
No, it's not a perfume ad. No, definitely.
No.
Fuck me, perfume ads are weird.
Yeah. I mean, our video was weird, but perfume ads are weirder.
Oh yeah.
The
No,
recent
massively.
Gautier one.
Oh, with the sort of
Jean-Paul-
sailors.
Oh, yeah. And an island full of beautiful people who work
Yeah.
on ships.
Yeah,
Um,
for
Walking
a
around
start,
with
none
necks
of
and
them
nothing
would.
on.
Yeah, no, exactly. They're like shirtless and stuff like that, aren't they? And they're doing like a bit of free running and jumping over things, and and they're all kind of looking into each other's eyes very longingly.
Yeah, I think it was like they just had a mass orgy.
Yeah,
And they're all
And
like,
then you got that-
oh, I remember what you did last night.
and you got that hot woman that stood on top of the lighthouse, just singing, going.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not doing it like that, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's so weird. Did I tell you the there's the other one that's came out recently, the Marion Coulthard one, where they're just like they're like dancing on a golden moon or something.
Yeah. That's
Pretty
also weird. She dances very well. Very nice.
I think in general, just perfume ads are just
They are bonkers.
like some of them are actually like on IMDb as like short films. And I'm-
Yeah.
but none of them make any sense. I mean, the Nicole Kidman one from years ago, that kind of made sense.
Oh, the
'cause it was
Chanel
kind of-
one.
Yeah, it was kind of Moulin Rouge-esque. I mean, it's a bit
was.
weird, but
Hmm.
I'm a dancer. I love to dance.
Why is she Arnold Schwarzenegger? I love to dance.
I love to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dance with me. Come on.
Do the foxtrot, you son of a bitch.
I'd love it if Arnie was in a perfume ad.
I'd love it if he was on
my
Dancing with the
donkeys, yeah.
Stars or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, do the Viennese waltz.
Every step.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, fuck
Yeah.
now.
Arnie, I think your footing was off. Too wide a stance, son of a bitch. And I really think that it was really off-putting the fact you kept making noises every step. I don't know what you mean.
Talking about perfume ads, there was that other weird one. Dior, was it?
Oh, the Natalie Portman
We
one.
know a weird amount about perfume ads, but yeah,
Got
the
a lot
Natalie
of time for
Portman
watching
one.
telly at the moment.
You know, what would you do for love?
Yeah,
Bull.
she's Arnie as well.
Yeah.
It's the bit at the beginning though. I love you. Prove it.
Yeah. And then she's like donutting and writing out the word love in a car.
And she just sprints and then jumps off the pier.
Yeah.
It's like absolutely bonkers. I kind of half expected there to be with like a machine gun, just like mowing down civilians, going, yeah, what would you do for love? Yeah.
You say that, but I'd still find her really, really hot.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
I mean,
Like,
she's in my 5. She's in my top 5.
Your top 5. What? What do you mean?
You know what? Top 5.
Oh,
Top
what?
5,
Like celebrities and stuff? People you
celebrities
sleep
that
with?
you have a freedom to
Freedom pass. Or a hall pass, basically.
a hall pass. Yeah. They're your freebies.
I don't know. They say you're on my list.
Yeah. If I ever met Natalie Portman, I would never bring that up. So.
No, yeah, you just sweat profusely. What's your top 5 then? I'm guessing what position is what position? what placement is Natalie at? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a place because it's always changing. But they're in the top 5, so it doesn't really matter.
All right. Yeah. So what's your top 5?
Well, Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Christina Hendricks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Gal Gadot.
Oh, yeah, good. I've noticed that 2 of these are Israeli so far.
What is Natalie Portman Israeli?
She's born in Israel.
Was she?
Yeah.
Okay. Still okay.
I don't think Christina Hendricks is.
No. Margot Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy.
Yeah. Look,
didn't know you went that way.
When push comes to shove, if he's the only one there, and I fancied a change, then he'd be the guy I'd want to do that change with.
Fair. I mean, he's like. I mean, it does look like he's cut from glass, doesn't he?
And I think it's his birthday today, or it was yesterday. So, happy birthday!
My love. You know weirdly a lot about Ryan Gosling. I've always said that like Hugh Jackman is the kind of guy you'd love to go for a pint with. But also, if he said to you, "I'd like to fuck you," you'd find it hard to say no.
I'd be like, "Yeah, but baby, Bobby, just put the claws away."
It'd be a bit like
actually put the claws on.
So Ryan, mate, I was wondering if you wanted to come back to my place and see where this night goes.
Get down, do the dirty.
I'd be like, I'm not that way inclined, Hugh, but as it's you, I don't know how to say no.
Come on, bub. Fucking hell. So hang on, you must have a top 5 that you've thought about at least.
Yeah, top of my head, Jessica Rabbit.
Well, I mean, she's a cartoon. I mean, I get it, but she's a cartoon.
Well, no, I know, but I want a challenge.
Okay, who else?
Wilma Flintstone.
Again, another cartoon, but I guess you want the also
challenge.
Redhead. Funnily enough,
I don't know. Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Okay. Again, another. Are you just naming redheads? Why don't you actually name real redheads?
No, I'm not naming redheads. It's that one from Brave, Merida. Okay, yeah, and Jean Grey from X-Men.
Oh, fine. Okay, Famke Janssen is pretty fit, and back then
the one from the cartoon.
For fuck's sake. Why have you got 5 cartoons? That's a complete waste of a list.
I told you I want a challenge.
Yeah, I understand that one of them being a cartoon, but all of them? Well, do you understand how unlikely that is you're going to ever bump into them?
Okay, but Jessica Rabbit did come into the real world, so...
Fair point. That was a movie of fiction again, though, but...
If Bob Hoskins can do it, I can.
Don't think he did.
Talking of hilarious situations of late.
Oh my god!
Fucking
Yeah.
the Republican rally that was outside the Four Seasons Total Landmarking Company.
Landscaping.
Landscaping. That's it.
Yeah. What idiot was like? We've got to do a press conference. Let's
tell you what,
do it at the
idiot.
Four Seasons. Do it at the hotel. Yeah. Okay. Four
Tell you what, idiot.
Seasons.
A Republican idiot.
Yeah. Hi, is that the Four Seasons? Total Landscaping. Yeah. Four Seasons. Can we book to do a little press conference outside your gaff?
They're probably like, sure.
Fine.
Can we get a room there and some drinks?
I'll clear the crane. What, you haven't work done? No. Okay, yeah, clear that. And we'll just put some stickers up that say Trump. Okay, great.
They were probably like, this is great. We haven't had work in months.
Exactly.
And now the Republican Party are renting it out for an extortionate amount of money. What made me laugh, though, was that it was next door to a pawn shop.
Yeah.
Thing is, I watched it. I watched that talk.
So did I. And
when
I was
it came
that's
on.
Weird.
It was, yeah, it was. When it was just like, it's weird. Why are they like in front of a garage door?
Yeah.
A fucking pervy old Rudy Giuliani there as well. Creep.
Such a creep.
Sorry, this isn't the Four Seasons. It's a bit Jack Nicholson there. This isn't the Four Seasons.
Do you know what else that I've been meaning to talk about for ages?
Uh-huh.
Insults from school.
Yeah.
And how the biggest one you could ever say was just your mum. And it was always like,
whoa.
and it's not even like you finish the sentence, it's just your mum. Like, my mum, what? It doesn't make any sense unless it was the threat of the idea that you're about to insult the person's mum. And that was it. Yeah, well, your mum. Didn't make any sense. Kids are weird.
Kids are weird. You can't argue with a kid. It's impossible because they just say stupid things. Like, I remember I've spoken about this many times, but when I worked at the dungeons, there was a friend of mine he's got no hair, bald. He was on the courtroom, and so he's being a judge. And he had little spectacles on, and he was clean shaven sort of thing. It was like he had a big cut on his face because it's the dungeons. In comes this group, and he was like, "Oh, hello there, order." It was a school group, and then about several of them just went, "Oh, look, it's Hagrid. Hey, Hagrid, how's it going?" How do you argue that? Like, there's no you can argue
I
it.
don't have hair or a beard.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way you can argue yourself out of that situation because it's such a weird statement.
Kids are little shits and they're weird.
It'd be like, "Oh, hey, Paul, you're barefoot." And you'd be like, "I'm not. I'm wearing shoes." You're like, "Hey, barefoot.
Stinky foot."
Like, how do you can't argue
them
it?
away. Put them away, mate.
Like, they are.
They are away. Yeah, man. That reminds me of when I was doing little pantos at schools back in 10 years ago now. Maybe 11. I was doing Robin Hood, and I remember there's a bit where we do a little bit of a fight, me and the sheriff of Nottingham, and I hit the deck, and the kid just sort of was sat on the floor as they all are in like little rows, and he sort of leant forward and went, "You're not real." I was like, "Yeah, I am." If I wasn't real, how could I respond to that? And just get hit over the head with the sword because I wasn't paying attention.
I love that. You're not real.
You're not real. Another kid. You can't act. That was my favourite. Yeah. I was going to say there was. Yeah, I haven't personally had it, but I remember there was girls that I worked with that like kids would come in, and like I think one girl was very very slim, very very skinny. Not barely any meat on her at all. A normal looking girl on the slimmer side. Right.
And this kid went, she'd be attractive if she didn't have fat arms. Like, what is that? Like, Jesus Christ. And it was just horrible. Children are horrible.
Children are the worst.
Yeah.
They can be the worst.
But it's like that thing, isn't it? When you were a kid and you were in school and the supply teacher would come in.
You'd always try and get away with murder.
Yeah, those poor supply teachers.
I know. You force them into a nervous breakdown. Kids are horrible. Kids are fucking horrible.
Yeah, no, they are. Evil bastards.
I mean, obviously, I always want to like point out, obviously, not all kids are horrible or evil. But as a collective, they're like...
Allegedly.
They're just mean sometimes.
Yeah, no, they are.
Mean. Yeah.
Don't put them in groups. Keep them separate.
Some kids are great. I remember when I was doing, again, it was that same sort of job, and I was going around schools, and we were in early, and I think there must have been like a preschool breakfast club for the kids. No, we're up north somewhere, and there was this little redhead kid. He must have been about 7, maybe not even that, 6.
Yeah,
I don't know. And the way he talked, he could have been a 50-year-old guy from up north, Yorkshire.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh yeah, I see you putting this setup." Yeah. That's how I imagined his voice. It was like that. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen you last year. You're very good. You're very good." And then I was like, "Thanks." Then I think we were all sitting after we'd set up. We had a cup of tea, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's what you want. A nice cup, a nice brew before you start. A nice brew." Like, cheers, mate. Can you go play with your other kids now? All right, yeah. Anyway, so that one of very few highlights of that job was that kid. He's probably in prison now. I don't know. I don't know. The world probably let him down.
Probably.
Good kid.
Can't work down to mine.
Fucking hell. Right. Have you got a highlight of your week or something, mate?
Yeah, I do.
Shall we do that?
Yeah, hit it.
Here's Ryan's highlight of the week. Here's highlight of the week. Here's Ryan's highlight of the week. Ooh, highlight of the week. Here's Ryan's highlight of the week. Here's highlight of the week. Here's Ryan's highlight of the week. Here's highlight of the week.
So, the other day, I was bored on the sofa, and Kate was painting her nails, and I went, "Oi, paint my toenails as well." And she did. My feet have never been prettier.
That's Ryan's highlight of the week. His highlight of the week.
Yeah, that was fun. Kind of broke up the week, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you got bare feet, mate. They're pretty bare feet.
They are pretty bare feet. What's funny is my housemate wasn't there at the time. She was in her room. She sort of came out. It was about an hour or so later, and she was sort of talking to me, and she just went, "Hey, your toenails pink." Yeah, because they're pink, by the way, as well. They're not just it's like skin colour. Yeah.
Oh, you actually did.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, look, do you want to see? They're a bit chipped now.
No, what's made me laugh is that
the hairy toes.
The way that you look like you've picked up an already sort of dismembered foot. It didn't look like it belonged to you. Obviously, you guys didn't see that at home, but I did. Unfortunately,
can you take a screenshot on your laptop, and maybe we could put it on Instagram or something?
Okay, hang on. Oh, how do I do it again?
This is starting to hurt.
Did it? You can put you down now. All right. Well, I don't have a foot fetish, but that was fun. Talking of fetishes, I think it might be time for you to.
Oh, it's like there's magnets in my knees, drawing me to the floor. Oh God! Oh,
that's
God.
right. Check out this massive Collins.
Oh yeah, baby, I got so much knowledge for you. Let me spray my words into your mouth. Empty my vocabulary balls. Let me thesaurus your brains out. Ooh. Let me slap down my 12-inch dictionary. Suck on my big fat dictionary.
Hello, and welcome to Suck on My Big Fat Dictionary with me, Paul Rich, and the simpleton, Ryan Brannan.
Okay, enough with the simpleton stuff.
Oh, so you know what simpleton means then?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so no. It's fine. You did well. You've been doing okay the last few weeks.
I mean, you've been. I feel like you've been doing silly words.
Well, they are.
No
That's
one
the
would
point
ever
of the job. That's the point of the show. What was it? Clayzomaniac was last week.
Oh yes.
Hmm.
That was. I can't remember
Someone
what it
who
was now.
constantly writes in caps lock.
Oh,
on
that's it,
message boards and tweets and whatever.
Yeah, like Trump. All right, go on in. Hit it with me. Hit me with it.
Okay. So if I was to say the word hobbledehoy,
Wasn't expecting that.
I'll say that again for the people at home. Hobbledehoy.
Okay.
What would I mean?
How is hoy spelled? Because I can imagine how hobbledy.
H-O-Y.
H-O-Y, okay. I mean, to like hobble something or someone is to sort of essentially cripple them, isn't it? Hobbled. If you're hobbled.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what it means. Hobbledehoy. Someone with someone who's got someone who walks funny.
No. No. It's actually, it means an awkward, gawky young man.
Okay. So, all right, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, this was you about 15 years ago.
Well,
But
still a
this
little bit
year,
now.
right now, you can suck on my big fat dictionary.
Suck on my big fat dictionary.
That was
Hobbledehoy.
fun. Hobbledehoy. Look at that ridiculous hobbledehoy. Look at him, languid, moping around like a flippant hobbledehoy.
That little hobbledehoy is speaking gobbledygook.
You cretin.
You corrected us, hobbledehoy. Right.
You harlot, you strumpet, you hobbledehoy.
It's
Wonderful,
Nolly
right?
Gosling.
Well, I guess it's. I've had word that apparently after what they what Tom and Bane did last week.
All right, by destroying the White House.
Destroying the White House. Apparently they had to. They're on the run.
All
As far
right.
as I'm aware. So yeah, we're gonna go to them live now.
Live.
No, not live, but you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
How hard is it? How hard is it? How hard is your Hardy's hardest task?
How hard is your fucking app, mate? Hello and welcome to Hardy's Hardest Acts with me, Tom Hardy from Peaky fucking Blinders. After last week's show where we incinerated the President of the United States, I am now on the fucking run, innit? And I am found myself somewhere in the wilderness. It's a bit cold, a bit snowy. A lot of trees though. They won't find me here. But I'm still committed to finding the hardest tat in the fucking world. And so I've somehow, don't know how I've done it, I bumped in to another me. He happened to be here. He's a bit weird. Don't hold that against him. He's just, I think he's been through it. I think he's been out here a long time. So please, would you give a fond welcome to Reverend Tom Hardy?
Wow, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I do apologise. His name is not Reverend Tom Hardy. He's Tom Hardy from a film called The Revenant. Is that better?
I wasn't. I go to the green. Oh boy.
No, actually, I've never worked with Leo. The Inception Tom met him, but I haven't met him.
What did you walk over anyway?
Yeah, no, he is a very handsome man. I bet he could do dirty, wicked things to me. The way I like it. What was that, mate?
I know he can. Oh,
yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you got a sense of humour, mate, because sometimes I get some right fucking weird Toms here. Especially fucking story time, bedtime Tom. He was he was a bit deadpan. We didn't get along.
Yeah,
mate, it is. It will freeze your nutsack off, won't it? All right. We're not testing cups today. We're going to be testing hats today, and I have given you, as you're so cold, a Ushanka. If that's how the Ruskies pronounce it, it's a Russian hat with the ear flaps, isn't it?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, boy, I didn't know. God, wish me that well.
Yeah, mate, you look dashing. Absolutely fucking dashing, mate. Well done to you. You got good genes.
Yeah, boy. Now,
yeah, that's right. We got to test it, because otherwise, how am I going to know how hard it is? Now, normally, I would have Bane with me to whack you over the head with something, but he isn't here today. He's also on the run, but he did tell me he would have made it, but he had a dentist appointment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could do with one as well, mate. Not going to lie. It's verging on pyrrhea. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, it's a fucking grizzly! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's the yak! It's the yak! Take it! Oh my lord! He's mauling him. He's taking. Okay, he's getting a bit tender now. Bit too touchy feely, if you ask. Oh. Blimey. There's a lot happening there. I don't think I'm quite uncomfortable now. Oh, well, I tell you what, the hat ain't hard.
Hardy's hardest hat.
How hard is your fucking hat, mate?
Oh,
okay.
It was different.
That's different. Some weirdos pay for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we got it for free.
I mean, at least he's not, costing us any money at the moment.
At the moment.
At
least he was about to test a hat. I mean, that's more than we can say for.
I've just had an email through, Paul. It's an invoice for. Oh, fuck's sake!
What? Is it insurance or something?
Bane's dental plan.
Why are we paying for that? You don't even see his teeth.
I didn't think he had teeth, to be honest.
No, who doesn't matter if he doesn't? No one sees him. He could just have gums.
Apparently, that mask he wears is an orthodontist like headset or something. Fortune.
I just realised something. How the fuck does he eat? Because he's not allowed to take off the mask, so he must eat in pain.
Yeah, liquid dinners.
Just a straw.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Can you blend a steak?
You can blend anything, mate.
This is true. We've talked about this before,
yes,
haven't we?
Did.
Anyway,
Blender.
Let's not talk about it again.
Blender. Okay. You can blend a blender. With a big enough blender. All right. Yeah.
There's always a bigger blender.
There's always a bigger blender. Well, I'll tell you what. We've got to bring our guest on now.
Yeah. Bring him on.
Yeah. No one sings like Gaston and it like Gaston.
When I was a boy, I had 6 dozen eggs, so I would grow big and large. But now I'm full grown, I eat 12 dozen eggs, and I'm roughly the size of a bird.
Tell you what, though, for someone who thinks they're really cool, you know more Disney lyrics than I do. And I was actually jealous and impressed at the same time. So,
You're welcome.
kudos. Let's bring on our guest. But first,
this holiday season, we're getting drunk. Join Emily and Flo as they drink their way through December with a different festive genre each week as voted for by you. Action, horror, classic,
What is eggnog?
children,
Never really had a glass of milk anymore.
and never seen before.
I've never seen Die Hard.
So grab a sherry and a mince pie and join in the fun. Why This Film's Drunk Christmas starts December the 1st.
But you know, I think that's a part of growing up. You get like these cartoons put immeasurable guilt on you about stuff you can't control, and you just live with it, and that's life. Merry Christmas.
Everyone has a point of view. Everyone likes a film review. These are movies that raise the bar. So why did they give them 1 star?
This movie is shit.
yes, it's that time again for Why Did They Give Them 1 Star, the 1-star movie review game show. Today we have a guest on, so before we play, we're going to find out everything we need to know about our special guest. Our special guest today is Beth Granville from the Smashing Sundays podcast and actress, writer, comedian. Beth Granville, welcome to the show.
I was waiting for wild applause then. Thanks for having me.
We can add that in post, so it's fine.
Nobody's going to clap, are they? It's going to be really awkward. Thanks
so
for
much
having
for
me.
coming.
Pleasure.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for coming on. It's a real pleasure to have you on. I first started sort of listening to Smashing Sundays about, when did you start? About a year ago?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. It feels like 43 years ago, obviously, but yeah, I think it was about a year ago.
Because a mutual friend of mine and Paul's, and yours now, obviously, as well, is Anna Brophy.
Oh, yeah.
And she came on your show because we went to drama school with her. So I remember seeing her saying, "Oh, I'm going on this podcast," and I thought, "I'll give it a listen." And I have to say, this is 100% compliment. It's such a relaxing podcast to listen to that if I ever can't sleep at night, and this is 100% compliment, I'll switch it on and it just eases my mind.
Oh, that's
and I
so
can just
nice.
sleep. It's so chill and it's so just like, just general chat, just general convo. No, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Thank you. That's so kind.
What was the sort of idea behind it? Why did you want to sort of make like a podcast like that?
Well, it was so weird. Lucy and I are obviously best mates and we live together, and one of the things we had in common, I mean, there's many things we have in common, obviously, but one was that we were both in really long relationships for years and both sort of had this weird sense of how odd a Sunday is when you're single. So I was in a relationship for about 11 years. And then we broke up, and I was like, oh, some Sundays are fucking weird, because it tends to be when people do things with their families or couples, or because when you live in a city that isn't the same city where your family live as well, it can just feel a bit lonely sometimes. It got to, and I've got loads of mates and I'm very active, but Sundays felt a little bit flat. Anyway, I made a decision to sort of go, I'm going to make sure I'm always doing something banging on a Sunday now. And Lucy and I ended up, and I said to my other single mate, Sean, I was like, do you ever find Sundays weird? He was like, what, suicide Sundays? No, it's absolutely fine. So we started doing like roasts for like all our single friends and just going off and making a day of it, making it a fun day, like going to Brick Lane Market, going to Hampton Court, like making sure that it was a fun day rather than going, oh, this is sad, because I've never found being single sad. I've always found it really liberating and exciting, and having my freedom, and my life's a lot better for it, sort of thing. So that was really jarring, the fact that the odd Sunday felt a little bit depressing. It wasn't like I wanted a boyfriend there, but I was like, this is going to need a rejig.
Yeah,
I
because
hope that
Sunday
makes sense.
TV is no, completely. Because Sunday TV is shite as well.
Yeah.
Like there's
Antiques
never anything
Roadshow.
on. Yeah,
Which is actually all right. No, it's pretty good actually. Yeah. But it's it's still got that weird like preschool vibe, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucy and I sort of we were talking to my writing partner about it, and I was like, and now we're just smashing Sundays, and he went, "Where's the name of your podcast?" And I went, "Oh yeah, fuck, it is actually, isn't it? That's great." And we talked about wanting to do a podcast together, and yeah, and between us, you know, we know lots of like fabulous people that we wanted to chat to, and who hasn't got fucking podcasts? So
this is true, especially recently. It's, you know, there's so many out there, mainly true crime, but there's a lot out there. You had what's his name? It's not Tom Davies, is it?
He did, yeah. He did come and do it, Tom Davies, yeah. He was lovely.
He's great.
Yeah.
A giant as well, isn't he?
He is a giant. Yeah, and I'm 5'2", so that was mad. Wow. So I literally had neck ache just from going up in the lift with him. Yeah, we've had some amazing guests on there. It's just been really great. And I just find, I don't know what you guys find, but it's just nice to keep yourself occupied and a bit sharp. And it's just, it was really enjoyable. Somebody messaged actually, because we posted a picture last night, and someone messaged saying, we've had loads of messages since we've not been doing them in lockdown. Lots of people are like, what? We did some Insta lives. But I just want to be, the whole thing for us is, it was a nice thing to go and do. We'd go into town, we'd have a nice coffee, we'd go into the studio, we'd meet our guests there. It was really lovely. Like, recording remotely isn't really, it kind of misses a lot of what we enjoyed about the podcast. So we're going to wait till things are back to normal to do it again.
That's fair. I mean, for us, like, I don't have to sit anywhere near Paul, so it's kind of a plus for me to do it like this.
It's funny because we started this, obviously we started practically a year ago to the day nearly.
It was around
November
end of
11th.
October, November, wasn't it? November 11th.
Yeah. So well, I say that's when the first one came out. I think probably 2 weeks prior we recorded it, or what have you. And we didn't know what was coming this year. And yeah, I think it's one of the things that's kept me sane, actually, doing this podcast, because without it, that's been our creative outlet. And without it, every other creative opportunity that we had was kind of stripped away and taken. So we're like, just glad we had this to keep actually being able to do, even though we couldn't be in the same room. We made it work. So
that's great.
Yeah.
I think we won't know what to do when we're in the same room. We'll just kind of be looking at each other and going, hello.
we'll be sitting there going, this will sound better if you weren't even here. If you were just, we both have our own mics and have to share one together.
Well, it is going to change things, isn't it? Because as I was saying, I thought, I wonder if guests will still want to come into town to a studio now that everybody's doing it like this. Because I think some things just won't go back now. Certain meetings I know that I have where I'm like, I'd never go into town for that kind of meeting again. You know, spend the money on the tube, hours of travel either side when you're in London, and just no. Some meetings, yes, like the ones where you just get really pissed afterwards and stay out. That's great. But to pop into town for a half an hour meeting when you could do it like this, I just don't imagine people will want to go back to that.
Yeah, the world has forever changed, regardless if we ever go back to normal. They keep saying the new normal, but there is going to be a new normal, an actual new normal when this is all over, where I think there probably will be less office hours and going into like actual meetings. That being said, I do love going into London for a coffee meeting, to meet a friend. But actually, that's just to meet a friend. Sod meetings. I don't live in London per se, so I'm sort of just outside in Bournemouth. And so I see going into London as a treat. I think if I was living there, I'd probably want to be coming out more as a treat. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm done with it now. I'm in the East End, so just
done with it. Whereabouts? I'm East too.
Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, Bromley by Bow.
Right. I think you're a bit further in than me.
Just south of Stratford, essentially.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. It's, you know, I do love it. I mean, to be fair, my Bromley by Bow, there is nothing here. Like there's literally our blocks of flats, and there's 3 Mills Island with the studios there. Other than that, though, we're kind of. Although saying that actually, if you look on the map for EastEnders, Bromley by Bow has been taken off and it's been replaced by whatever the EastEnders area is.
Wolford. Is that where they think that is?
That's a fucking great fact. That. You took way too long to say that on this podcast. That's so impressive, especially for your friends. I don't know where you're from, but I'm from Wales. So, like, if all my Welsh friends were like, "Where in London do you live?" and I was like, "Wolford," they'd love that. That's superb.
So you live in Wolford, and I live literally around the corner from where they film it.
Really?
Yeah. I think
that's more interesting.
And there's no EastEnders theme in this podcast whatsoever until this one today. Because I'm kind of obsessed. I had an EastEnders podcast for a bit. I fucking love it.
Oh, really?
Anyone can fall in love.
Do you remember? Was it Angie Dickinson, Brian May's wife?
Boop. We know we fucked up. Her name is Anita Dobson. No need to write in and correct us. Boop.
When she sung the EastEnders song, "Everyone Will Fall in Love." Fucking hell, dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
Please play that at the end of this episode to see you out.
Angie Dickinson, everyone will fall in love.
We'll do
if we can find it
throughout, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
As our little segue musics, and people won't know what it is until now. So
great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you could do it while I was being really boring, taking a long time to tell you about my podcast earlier, that would be great, if you don't mind.
Just the underscore.
I
remember I did an extras job there when I was trying to get experience on a set, and
oh fuck, I remember that.
And I walked. I got given the address. I didn't really know where I was going. I walked, and I sort of kept walking. Walked past the post box, phone box, or whatever it was. And I remember walking into this sort of area, and I was like, "This looks really familiar." And then I realised I was in the bloody square. And I'd gone a wrong way, and I was like, fuck, what if they're filming? I've just fucking walked onto set. That was really easy to do. I sort of ran away. I ended up finding the right place to go, but it was really weird. I walked in, I was like, that's the Queen Vic.
It is weird, isn't it? I remember when I auditioned for Hollyoaks, and like their studios is just the set. And it's odd, like you're sat in the cafe, which is the cafe for the crew and the cast. But also, like, one side of the cafe is just the cafe in Hollyoaks. And it's just odd. You're kind of sat there looking at them, like, going, that is the cafe. People just wandering around, like, going, what is this place? This is weird.
It's so Truman Show, isn't it? Those things. Yeah. Like, my gran took me on a bus tour to the Coronation Street set when I was younger. I was about 8. And so they wouldn't let me in the Rover's Return, which I thought was a shame because, like, I wasn't going to go in there and get shit-faced. Like, you're a kid, you just want to be able to go and see. I was like, I felt that was really unfair. Obviously, I'm still not over it. But, yeah, and then the street. So I met Percy Sugden. That was exciting. And looking through the letterboxes, they just weren't houses behind it. And that was like, felt very World War II set, you know? Because they obviously recorded the inside somewhere else. But yeah, it was really cool going there.
If you ever went past again, you just sort of give it the middle finger and be like, fuck you, returns.
Stopped watching Coronation Street after that. Yeah. Dead to me then.
Talking of your podcast, and you in general, where can we find you on the old socials? If people want to look you, obviously we know where to find you. But
Smashing Sundays, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're just there on Spotify and all the usual ones. I was going to look it up on my phone then. I think I'm still drunk. Just Smashing Sundays. Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you know, all the big names.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we've got some really cool guests on there. I think we're proud of it, you know, we're proud of it as a piece of work. It's we think it's good.
It's your baby.
No, it's your baby, yeah.
It's your baby.
It's got my stamp of approval. I am a fan.
Worth
Thank you. 3 stars. Good to sleep to.
Yeah. What about yourself? I'm guessing. Yeah. Well, obviously, I know you're on Instagram and Twitter and things like that. Would you like to give those out? You don't have to, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, the content's a real mixed bag. Yeah,
mainly just Tory bashing. I've seen.
Yeah, well, they're asking for it, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
I know. I straddle this kind of thing of, I've been quite active, been a bit of an activist for sort of the last 10 years, really, since I moved back from Canada. And I was like, wait, what? You voted who's in now?
Yeah.
So I didn't take part in that vote because I didn't live here. And I was like, right, I leave the country and you all get the Tories in. What is happening? So sort of been pretty active the last, and I find it really difficult not to say something if I'm passionate about it. I just can't not have a voice, and I feel like you know, it's a choice, isn't it, whether to be vocal or not? And I couldn't ever not be. So yeah, there is a bit of like, if you like the Tories, don't follow me. But some people do like the Tories, but like to follow me anyway, so they can argue with me. And depending on how much time I've got in my day, I will go. I enjoy that as well. But yeah, I'm Beth.Granville on Instagram and at Betty Granville on Twitter.
So if you want to argue with Beth, that's where you head to.
Please, I'm desperate for some excitement. Anything, just bring me your right wing views to challenge.
I love it when you get like sometimes I look at like massive stars like in Hollywood and stuff like that, especially recently where they've been like, oh, you know, amazing, we voted in Biden and Harris, and then you get like absolute nobodies.
Then you get John Voight.
Well, no, I was going to say you get like, you know, massive stars who say this, then you get absolute nobodies like, you know, Derek from, you know, who lives in Southend, who comments going like, well, I'm unfollowing. And it's like, fine.
Oh,
like,
brilliant.
They've got like 12 million followers. Why would they care?
Oh my God, I know. Like all these, I've been going down some Trump rabbit holes, and it sounds horrendous. Just to clarify, I look at Donald Trump's tweets and then I read the replies to them.
Same.
And what's hilarious is people going like, so a group of people who largely are very, very pro borders. Let's put up walls. We hate refugees. We hate anyone from anywhere else. But with this response to the election, obsessed with how many of those people going, this is communism. I hate this. I'm leaving. I'm taking my kids and I'm going to another country. It's like, well, that's interesting. Suddenly you're on board with the refugee thing. Now you are in their minds, they're political refugees now. And it's like, okay, so let's sit down and have a chat. Put the fucking kettle on. Because if you want to leave that country because you feel oppressed by your government, where are you going to go? Who should take you? What are you bringing? Let's give some of that energy back to those people. But I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I don't know how to start here. I can't believe this is happening. I mean, I can because it's those kind of people, but it's just a really interesting stance, isn't it? And I felt the same about it with that. Right, well, I'm following you now. It's like, right, well, I'm leaving. Oh God, I'm sure America is going to really miss you. Like, please go quietly.
One of mine and Paul's favourite things recently was Farage betting 10 grand on Trump winning.
Love
and then
that.
Losing. Just so good. So good.
Oh, so there for that.
It was the meme of him with his betting slip, and then the next picture of him sat alone in a pub, like looking down.
Oh, that's so nice. Him speaking, Farage speaking at that Trump rally. Did you see that?
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow.
Just, this is the man who is the greatest president. Oh, shut up! Like, what? We got rid of Katie Hopkins. Can we get rid of him now as well? Like,
I know
please.
It's frustrating, the platform that they're given. Because why hasn't Caroline Lucas got that platform? You know, like it's just so he's not even an elected MP. It's like, what the hell?
I know. Cancel Farage. Like it's time. Cancel.
Get him off of LBC.
I think he
like,
is now,
what is?
isn't he?
Why
I don't
is
know.
he? Okay.
I don't know why he had his own show. It baffled me.
That's one less petition to start then. He's already off.
I'll have to look that up.
You look it up.
I saw it the other day. I saw an LBC thing the other day, and it was like Nick Ferrari. Who's the other ones? James O'Brien. I know is
James O'Brien. Yeah.
I mean, he's slightly problematic to me in some respects, but I largely love him and think he says loads of brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
But it was anyway. It's a very right wing station, isn't it? London's biggest cut. Sorry.
We're good.
Yeah. So it makes sense that he had a show on there.
Yeah.
Oh, right, we should probably move on to the game because we could chat all day, to be fair, but we probably should move on to the game.
Podcast.
Anyone can fall in love.
Yes, we're about to play Why Did They Give Them 1 Star with Beth Granville from the Smashing Sundays podcast. It is time for the rules. If you've never played before at home and you want to play along, just shout out the answer. We won't hear you because we recorded this before and, you know, we probably don't live anywhere near you. The way that we're playing is...
Possibly.
These are the rules, as explained by YouTube's very own Obsidian Ant.
Greetings, Beth Granville, and welcome to Why Did They Give Them 1 Star, the 1-star movie review game. This is the game where Paul and Ryan will each read out a 1-star review from a particular movie. Those 2 reviews will contain all the information you need for you to answer what movie they have picked. If you get it wrong, you have to sit in a room by yourself and have a conversation with Liam Fox. Then, once you've hopefully answered correctly, it'll be your turn to read out 2 1-star reviews for the film you've picked. From there, the hosts must get it right or suffer the same fate.
Yes, those are the rules, and I believe Ryan is going to go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first. First of all, I just have to say the reviewer's name because I just noticed it and it really made me laugh. His name, or his name on this anyway, is Big Very Bad Tom. Big Very Bad Tom. And he gave this film 1 star out of 10. And his tagline for it was, I couldn't get into it at all. Okay. I heard high praise as to how this movie revived the early 20th century great animation, how all the old-time tunes were brought in together in a single movie, how it combined well with live action as well. This may all be true. But the star of the show, blank, was awful. He was completely irritating. He kept jumping around. He kept talking so fast, I couldn't understand what he was saying. After 5 minutes, that's it, 5 minutes, I simply couldn't stand him and I turned the movie off. No wonder he didn't stay in the public eye for long, except among cartoon animal enthusiasts. There we go. That's the first review. 5 minutes, he got into it and was like, nah.
Couldn't get into it. 5 minutes is enough for me.
That's not even the length of the credits, is it?
No. All right, so that's one review. Any ideas?
I'm just trying to so is it humans and cartoon characters? Like, is that the genre we're looking at or not? Or have I gone wildly off piste?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think you've got it. Yeah, I think you might be on the right tracks.
A correlation between people who write 1-star reviews and being really inarticulate. I don't know why always. It's like, why do those people always write the 1-star reviews? Apart from what's his name from Chortle. He's quite articulate with his horrible reviews. What's his name? Steve Bennett. Is that it?
I don't know.
Maybe just had to let off some steam.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you. Right, okay. I've written down a couple of guesses, but I don't know if they're going to be right. But anyway, let's hear the next one.
All right, this is quite a lengthy one, so I'm going to try and cut some bits. Okay.
Okay.
This is written by J Honk. If being a great technical achievement is basis for being a great movie, then let's give out 10s to all those 3D flicks from the 50s and 60s. Don't want to do that? Well, then let's judge this. Then let's judge it as a movie. Okay, I just did, and it gets a 1 out of 10. Maybe it's just me, but I found no appeal in the lead character himself. None. In fact, I hated him. Annoying voice, annoying personality, never a funny line, movement or gesture. Nope, not funny. Plus, annoying is not a good start in the title character. And his wife. How did he ever marry her? Why would he want to? No personality, flirt, just a sleazy trouble magnet. Further, why would she want to marry him, a nerdy screw-up? And why was she drawn with such dripping sexuality? I was torn between hoping her gown would slip off and wondering why I was thinking such thoughts about a cartoon. Weird, sick, yuck.
That's incredible.
I feel like you might have already got it. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I had 3 things written down and it's my middle one. I'm like, I think it's that. But can I just say, I'm going to change my Twitter bio to sleazy trouble magnet. I fucking
all right.
love that.
Mine's already nerdy screw up, so that's all right then.
Great. Let's get together. Just to annoy this guy.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
Yeah.
Is it Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
It is.
Yay!
Yay!
Well done.
Wild applause going on inside my head currently. That's absolutely superb, that review. That's so funny. People are so angry, aren't they? It's so funny.
So
You managed
angry.
to get a fuck of a lot of the plot for somebody who watched 5 minutes. Or was that the first
Oh no,
one?
this was a different guy.
That was the
Oh,
first.
different one.
Yeah, the
Okay,
first.
fine. I was thinking, like, does that much happen in the first 5 minutes? Structurally, that's appalling.
I mean,
but yeah.
what's the first bit of the film? It's the
It's the
baby cartoon, isn't it? It's where they're filming the cartoon.
It's the
Great film.
So it's not even the actual. I love that bit. As a kid.
Yeah, and then the baby at the end, doesn't he? He gets the cigar and he's like, "Hey, toots."
Yeah. It's a great Sunday film, that actually, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen that film in so long.
He
Love
sees
it.
stars, not birds. Stars. I can give you stars. Look.
That's a
I
solid
mean, this guy
impression.
didn't have nice things to say about Hoskins or Christopher Lloyd. He went on a bit longer. It was just not a very.
That
didn't like
film
it.
scared me as a kid when he
it
with
was
the drip.
scary.
Is it the
Horrific.
when he puts the shoe into the drip?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
Brutal.
yeah,
Horrible.
that's a
Cute
film for
little shoe as
kids.
well. Not for kids.
Great.
No.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So there
right.
you go.
It's your go, Beth.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right. First one. A good movie for the vapid. Blank is plot lacking, the acting is horrid, and the dialogue is absolutely pathetic. I'm sorry to hurt any true fans of the movie. Too late. It's one of my favourite films. But after I was told how wonderful it was, I was completely let down. I will say one nice thing about it. The dancing was nice. ... I guess. I guess. Like someone's got a gun to their head at the end. Oh, all right. The dancing was nice, I guess. Should I go for the second one? And that was Cracky Jackie 13, who wrote that review in 2002.
I've got like an idea, but I feel like I'm completely wrong. So
Every single musical film in my head is there now. So I need
Okay,
to narrow it down.
I had that. Yeah, when you read your first one, I had Bedknobs and Broomsticks written down, like Moonwalker.
Oh,
Like
Wouldn't even
I was
think of that
going
one.
through all of those.
Space Jam.
oh god.
I'm not going to Space Jam. Yeah, I'm not going to read the title of this review because I think it might give it away. Away.
Okay.
So this is Brian 15 in 1998. Great year. I'm not sure I'll ever understand why such a vapid, inane, and formulaic movie got so popular. I understand it has something to do with the immature females who think this is quality romance. The dry sex to music is just annoying, and the lead character is named Blank. For a real movie with real romance, watch Casablanca. I don't know if that was written by the writers of Casablanca. They're just going around dogging out every other romantic film. But the idea of a man sat there typing immature females who think this is quality romance. I'm like, mate, I put quite a lot of money. I put Farage's 10 grand on the fact that you don't know what quality romance is. Because Brian, if you're doing that with your day, you know. So yeah.
I've got an idea, but I'm really worried I'm going to be wrong. But
There's no consequences.
No, there is no. Well, there might be.
There is a guy here with a gun, but it's fine.
So, like, just from the first view, from the dancing, also the
romance.
how it got
Dry
with
sex
romance,
to music.
dry sex.
I
I'm
used
thinking.
to rewind that bit so many times. I can't believe Brian didn't go for it. It's brilliant.
I'm thinking dirty dancing.
That's what I was thinking. Way!
Yay! Oh, brilliant!
Well
I'm
done.
happy with that.
Yeah.
Did you ever see? There was a Netflix show where they went over famous movies and how they were nearly not made. One of them was.
Oh my
Dirty
God, it's
Dancing.
amazing. I watched that Dirty Dancing
Incredible.
on Netflix. Oh my God, yes.
I need to see
Like
that.
madness,
It's
absolute madness.
brilliant.
Like how Patrick Swayze nearly didn't get the part because he didn't write down in his CV that he was a dancer.
Yeah.
Like just crazy stuff like that, and how him and Jennifer Grey just hated each other.
Hated each other. There's on the Rule of Three podcast, Katie Brand talks about Dirty Dancing. Well, she talks about Red Dwarf as her, if you listen to Rule of Three where they geek out about comedy, it's Jason Hazley and Joel Morris who do like Charlie Brooker's stuff, and they do, So for any like comedy fans, I mean, Rule 3 does not need a fucking plug from me, so I don't know what I'm doing, but it is, if you're into comedy, it's a very successful, very brilliant podcast, and they have different people talking about their favourite comedies that have had influence on them, whatever. Anyway, Katie Brand talks about the importance of Dirty Dancing as a coming of age film for women, and she goes into the details of why it's so brilliant. And it's just, it's really interesting. And I get why it's not men's favourite film ever, but I think it's wonderful.
I very nearly did the, was it the Secret Cinema for that? But then obviously everything.
I had tickets. I got Lucy tickets for a birthday in July for Dirty Dancing Secret Cinema. Absolutely gutted about it.
Paul was nearly in it.
You were nearly in it? Oh, sorry. I thought you meant you had tickets. Oh, my God. Imagine what a different turn this year could have taken if I was watching you in... Are you doing it because they've moved it, haven't they?
Have they? I see. I guess I'm not in it.
Yeah, they moved it. And it's next July now, basically.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm not sure what's happening with Secret Cinema because they've been bought out by Disney. So I feel like a lot of their so a lot of their
Disney
back catalogue now is going to be Disney.
Can I ask a question about that review? Actually, was the title something like "This film should be put in the corner"?
Oh no, great question.
Oh, okay.
Though that would have been fucking brilliant, mate. Go do one after this. No,
I like it.
It's 1 star. Dirty is very appropriate.
Okay, that would have
what? And he spelled appropriate wrong.
Utter filth. Oh, did he?
Yeah. So like, he's really off the mark there as well, isn't he? Dirty is appropriate. Like, that's not something you use to describe a film you think's crappy. They're like, if I'd watched a film, you were like, is it good? And I was like, no, it was dirty. You'd be like, oh, good, it sounds great. Like, mate, your review title doesn't work. Why don't you know what dirty means?
Clearly not a fan of Christina Aguilera.
No.
It always reminds me of these reviews sometimes of like Father Ted, the one where they have to sort of ban the film and they're just stood outside going like, down with this sort of thing. And people are kind of going, is it a rude film? Like, yeah, it's very rude. Oh, well, I might just pop in for half an hour.
Just to see how awful it is. People reading this review like, well, I better check out that dry sex to music actually, just to make sure that it's as bad as Brian 15 says it is.
We probably got to wrap it up there because otherwise, I mean, we got a bad habit of this where our podcasts end up being well over an hour long. We originally planned them to be for about 45 minutes.
Yeah,
that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on the show. It really has been a privilege.
Yeah.
You've been a great guest, a great laugh.
Yeah,
so
great way to start
much.
our Saturday.
Saturday.
Whatever the day is.
That was so fun. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for having me on. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Anytime.
All right.
And obviously, one more time, just sort of plug your show one more time for our listeners.
What, Smashing Sundays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Foiled if you want.
Foiled. Yeah, Foiled will be out in January. I'm writing it at the moment. I'm trying to write it. This is procrastinating, doing this podcast. So I was like, I'm going to go and have fun for a bit to have a break. But yeah, our radio series will be on BBC Sounds, Foiled, in January.
Great.
Amazing.
Exciting guest stars. But yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Have a nice Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very much. All the best.
Anyone can fall in love.
Yes, thanks once again to Beth Granville. You can catch Smashing Sundays on all major platforms. So yeah, check it out. Great podcast.
And check her out as well. She's very funny on Instagram and Twitter.
Very talented woman. Yeah.
But no. Sorry, that was it.
Akbar?
Yeah.
Now it's your turn to play at home. Last week you answered in your droves what the film was. The film, of course, was JFK.
I thought it was pronounced JFK.
JFK. The film was the JFK.
JFK. So the winner
was
The winner for last week's was Misty White.
Well done,
Coming
Misty
all-
White. From
From Devon.
Devonshire. That's your neck of the
Devonshire.
woods. Well,
It is my neck of the
Your
woods.
old
Well,
neck of the woods.
yeah, it's like 15 years ago.
yeah.
She tweeted us, giving us the answer, and she also said to give a shout out not only to herself but to Colby and Co as well.
Oh,
I'm guessing Colby is a dog, as it sounds like a dog's name, but I'm not sure. But yes, well done to Misty. And who was our runner up with the knowing nod? Congratulatory nod.
congratulatory nod. Rebecca Stein, Northwest London. That's what I've got here.
Well done. Well, I'm
That's
not going to
also
say
my
well
neck
done.
of the woods. My old neck of the woods. So very funny.
Well, we're going to give you a knowing nod as well.
Congratulatory nod.
It is a knowing nod because I know I'm doing it, but
Yeah.
it's a congratulatory nod.
Yeah.
So, what was her name again? Laura Stein.
No, Rebecca Stein.
Rebecca Stein. Sorry. Here is your congratulatory nod. You know, I kind of wish that people could see the faces that we pull at each other, Paul, when we do that.
Like we always try and do it exactly in time, like it matters.
Yeah.
Not the buggers, see.
No, right.
Right. It's time for
This
your
week's-
reviews at home for this
Cool,
film.
I'm going to go first.
If you,
'cause-
yeah,
What are you going to say?
no, go first. I'll do it at the end.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, this. I'm going to go first because mine makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay,
Right.
makes sense.
This is from Juan C. Duran, 54. 1 star out of 10. The weakest film ever made. This film is, without a doubt, the weakest film of the history. It is the type. Sorry. It is the type of film that win an Oscar. Nothing in the film is credible. The full film try to make believe that the world is full of good people and that you can believe in mankind because mankind is natural born good. That is the message of the film. And it tried to make believe children in that great lie and latter that children won't know how to face off the real world because it is absolutely different, that what they learn in films like this, in the film appear bad characters, but only some of them, trying to make believe children that the world is like that, full of good people, only with some bad people. I think is dangerous for children to believe such as stupid things like that ones. They won't know what to do in the real world, and they will suffer.
What is he going on about?
He's fucking bonkers. He
Seems
doesn't
very
talk-
cynical, though. So-
Doesn't talk about the film once.
No. Unbelievable.
All right, Paul, read yours and give an actual clue.
Okay. All right. So this is by Harry Plinkett 14. 1 star out of 10. Fingered by a space turtle. Anyone remember Mac and Me? That giant commercial for Coke, McDonald's, and a number of other things? It's basically a horrible rip-off of this film. Well, this is a giant commercial for the BMX bicycle and all the toys just waiting to be released on the crazed population. This is a whore of a film. And not just because it's essentially a long commercial. It is pathetic, it is manipulative, and it is cheap. Some people mistakenly consider it warm and endearing, but to me, it is nothing but shameless manipulation by a cynical director. God's sake, stop it. I can't believe so many people swallowed that sugar-coated turd served by a money-grabbing team of filmmakers led by the master of crap himself, Mr. Spielberg.
The master of crap. Oh my god.
It's a whore of a film. So if you've got it from those reviews, please let us know. DM us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. If you don't know it, share with your mates. So yeah, let us know.
Let us know. Obviously, don't forget to, if you want to subscribe to our Patreon, we really appreciate it. All the money sort of like that we earn from it basically goes towards making this show better for you. So yeah, if you do want to do it, it's great. It's only for the lowest tier, it's only what was it, £3?
Yeah, £3. And not just that, anything that we get, we always put towards prizes as well that people can win. You know, and that could be you. And there might be a prize coming out soon. You never know.
We mentioned that at the beginning of the show, didn't we, Paul?
I did. Oh yeah, we did.
Yes,
Cold Callers Comedy. Find us on Patreon and get our merch on tpublic.com. Cold Callers Comedy. Yeah, you can find it on our Facebook now as well. Handy little store link there. So check it out.
We've got some. We've got one or two Christmas shirts coming out.
Yep.
So look for those.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
They are pretty cool.
They're pretty cool.
They'll be going.
Other than that, though,
they'll be going out this week.
Just remember, though, if you're doing, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was going to say, don't forget to stop pulling your pud, stop thumbing your arsehole, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe.
And if you leave us a 1-star rating without a review, you're garbage.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks again for listening to Comedy by Indie Drop-In. If you would like your show featured, reach out to us at Indie Drop-In on all social media or go to indiedropin.com. See you next time.